yo, foreigner, you crazy for this one.
Yeah, that thing I'm jab riding when I'm left hooking. Fiends say they love me cause they know I keep that sack moving. Sad to say, but this the life that I have grew in. I had to hustle, skipping class, man, I was true in. I can flip some packs and teach you how to do it. This the real deal. Better watch your back cause people will kill. Kill Bill, kill switch on the Glock. Yeah, this the real. And people spin around them blocks just like a Ferris wheel. But that's enough of that. Let me tell you about my life and where I grew up at. I grew up in the south of Topeka. Then I moved to the east in the streets and I ain't fucking with neither. I ain't the type to go with kill.
What's going on, Bucket Discussions family? Coming back at you guys with another reaction video. Today we got 1090 Jake, man. Feds allege Lil Durk paid for another killing to avenge his brother Dthang. Before we get into this, man, I just want to put out a little disclaimer. For one, I'm not a street nigga. For two, I'm just a fan. Three, this is a real true side of YouTube that a lot of people are tapped into. A lot of people are locked into. All the information on here is not 100% true. This is just shit that you may see on the internet or shit that they might find in different places, you feel me? So don't take everything as facts. I'm gonna say that right now. It's a fine line between entertainment and people's real lives, so I don't want to make light of it or make jokes of it, but this is shit that really is interesting and fascinating to me. So I just want to keep that in mind because I've seen a lot of people from the likes of academics, of Vlad TV. I'm nowhere near that level at all. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm on that level, but I just want to kind of put that disclaimer out by the way that I'm covering this or the way that I'm reacting to this, you feel me? So just keep that in mind. But without further ado, though, let's jump straight into this reaction right now.
Hip-hop's biggest superstars now indicted on murder for hire. Represented by a man known as the billion-dollar lawyer, whose clients range from celebrities to the president. A battle will be taking place in a federal courtroom, and prosecutors have now unsealed and announced their latest move towards victory. What's up, everybody? It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're gonna be speaking on the feds alleging Lil Durk has been involved in another murder for hire after getting revenge for his brother's death. As we all know, Durk has been taken down by the feds and charged with ordering/funding the broad day execution of Quando Rondo's cousin, Lil Pab. Cameras would capture the hunting, shooting, and aftermath of the scene. Lyrics would fuel rumors, leading to conspiracies, and 3 words would seemingly curse Durk. But further investigation...
I just want to kind of get my thoughts on the whole Sly for Vaughn situation, man. Like, the whole situation that happened with him is unfortunate. But one thing I see a lot of people on the internet try to do is apply logic to street shit. Logic and street shit do not mix. It's illogical. So like trying to make sense of certain shit in the streets, it just, you don't do that. But Lil Durk though, man, slime for Vaughn. I know a lot of people are like, oh yeah, Vaughn let the internet, or Lil Durk let the internet influence him to do this and that. The internet has nothing to do with it. The internet's the internet, you feel me? Real life's real life. I'm not wishing jail on anybody, nothing like that, but come on now. Shit was gonna happen regardless of the internet said Sly for Vaughn or not, man. So these niggas are doing what they doing. They rapping about it in songs. The shit's fire, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the killing's fire, but the music's fire. They're doing what they doing, man. You gotta pay the consequence.
Revealed Durk's blood money went beyond just one killing. June 6, 2021. Roughly 40 minutes from downtown Chicago was the small city of Harvey, Illinois. Just after midnight outside of a nightclub, an on-scene officer would observe a man with a gun. Attempting to confront the suspect, the officer was shot in the thigh and gunfire erupted. After the smoke settled, 32-year-old Dthang Banks, the older brother of Lil Durk, lay dead with a gunshot to the head. 2 years later, the FBI's Chicago Homicide Task Force would file a cell phone search warrant relating to the murder of a man named Stephon Mack. On January 27th, 2022, Mack was leaving the Youth Peace Center in Roseland on the far south side of Chicago. Two men exited a parked stolen vehicle and opened fire. 24-year-old Mac died at the scene. The shooters would abandon the stolen vehicle, fleeing the scene on foot in two separate directions. The FBI would identify the shooters as 24-year-old Anthony Montgomery and 23-year-old Preston Powell. Anthony would unintentionally leave his cell phone in the vehicle before committing the murder. 3 minutes after the murder, Preston would call the cell phone 3 times. 34 minutes after the murder, Anthony's girlfriend would report the phone stolen. So who was Stephon Mack? According to the FBI, at the time of his death, Mack was the leader of the Smashville GDs, a small faction of gangster disciples that controlled territory from 83rd to 87th and Ashland Ave to Damon. Mack had been released from federal prison a year before his death and was enrolled as a Young Peace Center participant. The YPC he was killed in front of was a non-profit organization offering youth-related workshops, mentoring teens and teaching youth skills to avoid conflict and violence. Most likely a condition of his federal prison release, being gunned down in front of a building that teaches teens to avoid violence just shows the true
that's nuts, I ain't gonna lie.
of Chicago.
Ironic as shit.
Federal agents would make use of a confidential human source.
He's that's a middleman. Shout out to Rick and Brady, man. Can't wait for that new power to drop.
Known as an informant. He'd worked with the FBI for over 5 years, and in that time has been paid $12,000 for his services, meaning he's been snitching full-time for only $2,400 a year. A former gang member with 1 conviction for carrying a firearm, the informant has provided accurate and reliable information on numerous violent acts carried out by gang members on the south side of Chicago that has been verified by law enforcement and used to federally prosecute many. This informant would identify Anthony Montgomery as a member of Mike City, a small faction of black disciples that control territory from South 85th to South 87th, and from Carpenter to Sangamon Street on the south side. Anthony can be seen in a photo with Lil Durk, and according to the informant, the leader of Mike City could be seen in Durk's music video for Aha. The second killer of Mac, Preston Powell, has also lived within Mike City territory, and at the time of the murder resided in an area known as Risky Road. According to the informant, Lil Durk was and still is offering money for anyone to kill those responsible for his brother Dthang's death, and more specifically, for any gangster disciple that's killed. The informant advised the FBI Dthang was killed by members of Dump Street, a GD faction on the south side. One Dump Street member in particular was a close associate of murder victim Stephon Mack. According to records and information provided by YPC, Mack arrived just after noon, and roughly 2.5 hours later, a black tinted Chrysler arrived in the parking lot, waiting 40 minutes for Mack to exit the building. As the gunfire erupted, Mack ran for his life only to be chased down and shot to death with a Ruger AR-556 rifle. Immediately following the killing, the shooter was captured on ring camera yelling, "Marley, yo, come on, Marley." The rifle used would be recovered in a vacant lot east of the YPC. When the gunfire initiated, a YPC security guard attempted to intervene, only to be shot in the leg by the second shooter. With Anthony leaving his cell phone behind, investigators would recover communication with whom they found to be Anthony's girlfriend. She'd be interviewed, informing law enforcement that Anthony went by the nickname AJ. Fingerprints were recovered from a white cup left in the stolen Chrysler belonging to Preston. According to the informant, Preston went by the name JB Marley or Marley, as could be heard by AJ, who was captured on ring camera yelling Marley after killing Mack. So federal investigators were confident that AJ gunned down Mack with the rifle, while Marley shot the security guard with a handgun. The feds would also make the connection to Lil Durk's song Aha, quoting his lyrics that they believe describe the murder of Mack, and hint at Durk openly bragging about paying for killings. 5 days after Mac was killed, the FBI would learn Anthony purchased a new phone and spoke with Preston as to when he'd be paid for the killing. Anthony's new phone would be seized during an unrelated arrest for fleeing from a stolen vehicle, and a search warrant would produce text to a number saved as Marley 2 saying, "What's up with OTF? Nothing. What you mean? They still paying? We waiting. He comes up here the 17th. On February 17th, AJ would again text Marley saying, "Stand on that while you with Durk then. Did Durk give you that money?" 2 weeks later, Mike City AJ would post a picture to his Facebook story with a large sum of cash and Lil Durk's song Aha playing. So to sum it up, Dumb Street Puke, who's currently in jail fighting 2 murder charges, allegedly opened fire at Club O, killing Durk's brother Dthang. Stephon Mack, a close associate of Dumb Street, would be murdered in an act of revenge by Mike City AJ, along with another man named Marley who shot a security guard during the hit. AJ left his cell phone behind, Marley left fingerprints, and AJ would later buy another phone where he texted Marley about being paid by Durk. At this time, Lil Durk has not been officially charged with funding the murder of Mac, but this information has been used to deny Durk bail and his federal murder for hire case and paint the image that Durk is as evil as any mob boss, using money and power to bury his enemies. Now, this is a lot to take in, and the thing is, Durk wasn't even charged with this, so I don't know why this is being used as an example against him when they didn't have enough proof to indict him for it. I mean, from the text messages recovered, it doesn't even seem like anybody got paid for this, because the little amount of money he's showing, even if that's all hundreds, that's not like killing people money. That ain't no $50,000. That ain't no $10,000. That's like $2,000. You know what I mean? He could have got that himself. He didn't need to get that from no Durk. So I feel like that post is just him trying to act like he got paid so he doesn't look pussy for not getting paid, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? But I don't know how they're using this against Durk and he hasn't been charged with it. And knowing Durk got the $1 billion lawyer on his side, I feel like his lawyer would easily pick that apart and make that.
Shout out to 90 Jake, man. I love the Boston accent. Pick that apart. You feel me? Bro's pretty familiar, which is why I tapped into his channel. He's pretty familiar with like different laws and how shit works. I believe he was in prison for a long period of time or some shit like that. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I just know his channel is very informational. He got a lot of he has a lot of videos breaking down different stuff and just different cases and shit in hip hop. So I'm not saying he's a 100% reliable source, but I do enjoy watching his content, man. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here though. Thanks for tuning into this reaction. Let me know what y'all meant to react to next, and I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one, man. Peace.
Go like I'm Conan, count up with both hands. Switch the flow like it was broken. I'm on the road, man. Making plays just like DeRozan. I shoot my shot, and that shit wetter than the ocean. I brag a lot, but with the wind and come the boasting. I made a lot from them apartments that I sold in. He didn't make it up to college, so them streets where he enrolled in. I know I'm a scholar from the moments that I was exposed in.